fantastic. This is GT racing right now.
He's got traction, he's going in the outside of both of them! Maloney!
Oh, he's taken Anderson! Anderson's up to him!
Oh my God! Big crash! Oh my goodness, half the field's going to get rolled!
Second very close. These guys are want to make their way through the field very quickly.
Oh, there we go!
Oh no! That's massive! This is it! This is over! I can't believe this! Oh my God!
God, what?
Yeah, so we're using the VRS Direct Force Pro this year. We have a wheel adapter right here, so I'm using the rim I used last year, but the motor right here produces a lot of power, a lot of precision, and it helps me, just feel the car more, feel the car a lot quicker, especially, this week we're at Sonoma. I can feel it, when it hits the curbs, any little change in the car, the wheel reacts a lot quicker than your typical gear-driven or belt-driven wheel. For example, if you're on oval and the rear tires break loose, force feedback on it corrects a lot quicker than your typical wheels. There's no resistance pretty much as far as being able to make quick corrections on the wheel. So all that, paired with how precise the wheel itself is, it makes it to where it helps you as a driver, to find that extra hundredth or thousandths of a second. So when you're getting a direct drive wheel, especially the VRS wheel, it's heavy duty. It's got good weight to it, it's not a plastic toy. It feels like you can really beat up on it. A lot of people have issues with their plastic gear-driven wheels just kind of breaking after a couple years. This thing just feels like it can go forever. The forces are really strong where if you might have to let go of the wheel if you get into the wall. You can adjust all that with the settings on it and stuff, but the wheel itself doesn't play around. It's got way more strength than you could ever need, and that's what makes it good, that you can adjust that down to whatever the car needs. So initially you'll be able to get the controller box and the motor together, and eventually you will be able to add a rim onto that option. They'll also be including a button plate on it to put on the rim to have all sorts of different buttons and functionality. Also, pedals are coming, so that's a pretty big deal as well. Hasn't been covered too much, but the goal is to also have pedals to go along with the Direct Force Pro. So that's pretty exciting. The wheel feels good. It feels very much like a real world steering wheel. You just kind of feel like what you would imagine the car to feel like. A real steering wheel in a car is very smooth, it's very direct, very quick, and that's what this wheel feels like.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round 2 of the V8 Supercar Americas series right here on Sim Speed. My name is JD Smith. With me tonight, my good friend and partner, Kane Kraft, as we come to you from Watkins Glen. Kane, welcome to the show, buddy, as we get prepared for week 2 action. How are you this evening? Okay, well, Kane, we'll have a little trouble with him. Maybe he'll get back with us soon. But happy to be here this evening as we get ready to bring you week 2 action. And last week was a great week from Canada. And as we get ready for a good field here tonight at Watkins Glen, hopefully we'll get Kane back with us soon. Let's take a look here from space as we head down looking at Watkins Glen in New York of US&A. This track is one of my favorites. It is great speed and always puts down some good white knuckle racing as we take a look at the track layout. Kane, are you with us now, buddy?
Can you hear me?
We got you. Welcome aboard, buddy. How are you?
Good. Been waiting an entire week for this race. Watkins Glen always provides excellent racing. I think we're in for a good show. I watched a little bit last night as the guys did the sportsman race on Thursday, and it was exciting. A lot of strategy came into play, so it's going to be an interesting race here tonight.
Oh, it's going to be a superb race. This track has had, I know just in the V8 Supercar America's history, has had some of the best races that we've seen. One of the favorites, it's always a treat to come to this track. And looking at, we got 19 cars in the top split here tonight. Some great names on the track. Of course, last week's winner, James Chastanoff, he is returning in tonight's race. So we'll look to see how he competes with some other names that are going to be new this week from last week's race at Canada. All right, with qualifying underway currently, the guy's going to try to get a good spot on the grid as we prepare for tonight's race. Tonight's race is 24 laps. That's going to be the official race this evening. And week 2, Kane, we got to get to a good start. Maybe if you had a rough start last week in Canada, can make some ground up this evening and try to make this interesting.
Yeah, there's several drivers that you'll want to keep an eye on that did real well yesterday. Vincent Skilbeck had a really good race yesterday. You'll look to see him doing real well tonight. Sam Deventier did a really good job. He won the race last night. And Tony Klusterman had a good start to the race yesterday as well. Strategy will be a big part of tonight's race. It kind of bit Tony yesterday. So we'll see the changes that he's made in his strategy to see how he fares tonight.
All right, guys, right now on your screen, we're taking a look at Corey Shepard. Just ran his fastest lap of qualifying with a 1:47.3 or a 1:47.5. And that is your fastest time with 3:44 or about 3:45 left in qualifying. A lot of guys trying to get those good flat times down, just put some good pace, and we will watch the top leaderboard closely because it is important to get a good start in any track we go to, but I feel that Watkins Glen is another one that's important. That turn 1 can be deadly on a start. It's a 90-degree right-hander as you're coming down the hill, and we have seen some cars get tied up in the past there. So tonight we're going to want to watch these guys, and hopefully we get off to a good start with everybody because I want to see some good white-knuckle racing.
Yeah, usually what we see at Watkins Glen is usually in the first lap or so, most of the wrecks will happen that are going to happen, and you'll get the ones that are going to crash that'll end up happening in the first lap or so, and then we end up with the next 23 laps being really good racing. So I would kind of expect to see the same thing here today. Probably when all the cars are bunched up in the first lap, might see an incident or two because this track is so fast. Whenever there is accidents, they're usually big ones.
Now watching Brian Borg on your screen right now, that time was 1:48.3. And I was watching, looks like Tony Klusterman has got the second fastest time, currently 7/10 off the lead pace with a little over 2 minutes left. He is in the number 3 sim ability machine, and looks like he's going to have to, he's going to restart a hot lap. And right now we'll take a look here at Stephen Kakoshe, or I said that so bad, Stephen. I apologize. That is Kakoshk. I apologize. I believe is how we say that.
My guess is going to be Kakoshki, but it's just a guess.
Well, if that is not it, I apologize, but I like that, Kakoshki.
One thing while we got just a minute left here, I did want to mention to the viewers about what is V8 Supercars America Series. The V8 Supercars America Series is the iRacing official series for the V8 Supercars. On Friday nights, they have what they call the Strength of Field race for the V8 Supercar, and everybody gets together on Thursday nights, and Friday nights that's the American time slot, so we call that the America's V8 Supercar race. And we broadcast this. Anyone can join this race. Just join the iRacing server to race on the Thursday or the Friday night show on the 9:15 Central time slot, 10:15 Eastern, and have a go. We got a couple questions after the race last week on how to join, and that's just it. It's just the iRacing V8 Supercar Series.
It is, and anytime we can promote the Supercar Series in America, we want to do that. back in the year 2012. I did not even know what V8 Supercars was, and actually got to see when the Supercars came over to America. They were racing at the brand new at the time Circuit of the Americas track, and that was my first experience. I was blown away by these cars, and that is when I got up with iRacing, saw that iRacing had it, and that's where, of course, I met you, Kane, and we started broadcasting this wonderful series. And anytime we get a chance to promote this series and see it grow, I would love to see this series grow on iRacing. We do have qualifying wrapping up right now. Let's take a look at our official starting grid for tonight. In the front row, it's going to be pole sitter Corey Shepard with a 147.5. Tony Klusterman on the outside of row 1. Row 2 is Brian Borg with Daniel Misdale. In the third row tonight, it's going to be James Chastanoff, last week's winner, with Sam Devantier. Now, on the fourth row tonight, it's going to be Vincent Skilbeck with Tim Wischello in row 4. Behind them, it will be Roy Clark and David Kirby. On the sixth slot row, it will be Heath Griffin and Mo Islam. As we move further back the field, the seventh row, it will be Alexander Ronchetti with Pablo Ferretti to the outside. Behind them in 8, it is Shane Stiles, Russell Doig, Stephen Kokoschke in row 9, along with Shane Clark. And guys, as we get ready for these guys to get revved up and ready to go, we're going to have a 24-lapper. Let's get ready. Let's get excited. We got racing here at Watkins Glen. All right, guys, as we head down into turn 1, let's make sure we all get through here safe and sound. You do want to make up as much space as you can, but you cannot try to win this. We do have a car in the wall. That is going to be last week's winner, James Chastanoff. And how unfortunate of a start for last week's winner.
Yeah, tough break for James. Sideways there. It took him a little extra time to get backed up and back onto track. That's really going to be costly.
Kane, I hate to jump off there, but we have an outstanding run right now for second place. Tony Klusterman trying to work around the Racecraft Ford Mustang in front of him. He is really pushing. I saw him back out just a moment ago, but boy, that was a great little run. Now we got to run for fourth place behind them, and just an incredible start to tonight's race. That is Vincent Skilbeck there working on that position. And, of course, right behind him, that is Sam Devantier, as that is your battle for fourth. Up in the lead position, that right from the pole, that is Corey Shepard, currently able to hold on to a nice, breathable lead here as he holds on, just trying to stay smooth and hold that lead spot. The target is on him. Brian Borg in second. Third right now, Tony Klusterman, Daniel Misdale behind him, and Sam Devantier. That is our top 5 just through start of lap number 3.
Top three looking like they're starting to spread out just a little bit. Get a little bit of breathing room for those guys, which is pretty good. A couple close battles a little further back in the 4th and 5th area, 4th and 5th spots.
Yeah, Kane, right now, great battle going on. If you look, as we're looking right now on with David Kirby, currently in the 9th spot, as he tries to crawl up another position. Guys coming out of the inner loop now, and going to be a position gain down on the inside. We have 2 cars trying to run the high side through the outer loop. I don't think that's going to be the line they want to go on, as it looks like they're going to have a hard time holding position there.
Whew, 3 wide almost.
Yeah, that was intense racing, especially this early in the race. And with these guys running as close as they are early, we could see some big moves for position, but we like always, you got to be careful. You don't want to end your day too early. So the question is, how aggressive do you push?
Now, I'm sure that's kind of the question on everybody's mind. You want to get through these laps in order to finish. You want to finish in order to. You got to finish in order to finish. So be careful, guys.
All right. Boy, I tell you what, just a fantastic run of cars. If you look on right now with Mo Islam currently running, I believe, in the 11th position. He's got a run down on the inside right now as the guys come to the start-finish line, could possibly go 3 wide. Going down into turn 1, and Islam is able to hold off Shane Clark momentarily. No, going to get wide and is actually going to lose 2 spots there as Shane Clark and Stephen Kabashki going to be able to make the pass. A little bit heavy going into turn 1, and that causes him to lose 2 spots.
So far, everyone who started the race is still on track, so a great start to Watkins Glen so far.
Yes, sir. Right now, David Kirby trying to make a move on Roy Clark coming into the outer loop section. And I thought for a second he was going to have a good chance for a passing opportunity. Unfortunately for him, going to have to back off and try again momentarily. It's been a good battle between those guys. Roy Clark doing a great job of making sure he keeps the number 9 car in the rearview mirror of David Kirby.
David Kirby also doing a good job of showing some patience and being able to stick right there with him without incident.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job in the 307 Sim Racing Holden there, and of course he's trying to look for position. If you look at just behind these guys, we got a 3-car battle going on right behind them. So, you know, it's just, that's what I love about Watkins Glen, Kane. It's one after the next. That's Heath Griffin and Shane Clark and Stephen Kukoshki. That's that 3-car pack still having fun as well.
Yeah, Shane Clark looking like he's getting ready to go to the inside there, put the move on Heath Griffin. He is going to get that pass done going through turn 1.
Yeah, it was an absolutely beautiful pass right there on the inside, and that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Nice and clean, gets the job done. And we may see a rebound here, though, as the 12 car going to look for some daylight as he looks to the inside. Not going to try it through the inner loop there. That chicane is not where you want to try to make a pass. However, we have seen it done there.
A great battle here. This 9th battle for 8th. Roy Clark and David Kirby.
Oh, and we got a loose car on the track, and let's see, that was, I believe, Stephen Kukoshki there in the number 10 machine as he got loose, got in the grass. Maybe we can catch another look at that one as we take a look at the Virtual Racing School replay. And as he was trying to look for daylight to make a pass here on the outer loop, comes in inside, maybe gets a little bit too heavy. I don't know what happened. Oh, little contact on the right back quarter panel there was just enough to get the car upset and puts it into the wall. I think he's okay, but that definitely cost some time. As we do look back on live now, guys, fantastic run here on lap 5 of 24. Still lots of racing left to go. And right now, Devontier trying to make a look here up to the 4th spot of Missdale. And this top 5 is got a good, if you look at your battle for 3rd, you got your times on the screen right now. Tony Klusterman, of course, in that spot. But this is a very tight race up in the front 5, or front 6, rather.
Watkins Glen produces such great racing, and the skill of these drivers just, it makes for a great race to watch.
Oh, doesn't it? It really does. I just love coming here. Second week of the season, and we got excitement left and right. Look at this, a pass on the inside, possibly, and I think it is going to be a pass. Yes, that is Stephen Kokoschke. Remember, had a little bit of trouble just a moment ago and is already trying to make up some of that lost ground back. His next target is Mo Islam as he looks ahead.
Yeah, just a little over half a second behind Mo. Stephen Kokoschke is working on it.
Oh, yes. Now, let's take a look, a replay here as you look on screen with us as Brian Borg. He was running up in second place, of course, and let's see what happens with him as the race progresses. He gets in the grass. Rode it in a little bit too heavy.
He was pretty lucky that that's all that happened. He did a great job saving that thing, but it cost him a couple spots. But it could have been much, much worse.
Yes, it really could have been a lot worse. And lucky for him, I think he'll be just fine. Just got to keep the nose to the grind and keep your head up. A lot of racing left in this one. We should have some pit stops starting to unfold, and that's just what's happening as you look now at Alexander Ricchetti as he heads down, and he's not the only one. There's a few that are starting to make those early pit stops, Kane.
Yeah, that's an early pit stop, and these tires wear so much here at Watkins Glen that that's going to put them a long time on those tires to the end. But they've made their bed now.
That is correct. Out front, your leader is still Corey Shepard, but behind him, the battle for second is a good one, as Tony Klusterman's still able to hold on to that second place spot for now. But behind him, Daniel Misdale is continuing to crawl forward, as the last time I looked, I believe he was in fifth and then fourth, and then now he's all the way up in second place, and or I'm sorry, it looks like third, I apologize, but started in fourth place, and he just continues to move up. Yeah, also Brian Borg back there. Remember, he fell back just a few moments ago. He is starting to make up some of that lost ground. He currently is targeting Sam Devontier, and it'll be interesting to see if he's able to get up there and try to make a pass. Of course, one of the best passing opportunities here at Watkins Glen is in turn one. Heavy, heavy braking zone, but a lot of passes are attempted in turn one. Boy, these guys carry some speed through here, Kane.
Yeah, they do. It's almost scary sometimes how much speed they're able to carry through there.
Whew, coming into the inner loop, Brian Borg is a great onboard footage there. As you see him coming through now, that chicane, he's going to come through the outer loop, going to get as much ground gained as he can and see if he can make a move. He is. He's going to look to the inside, and he will move up that position over Devontier. And Brian Borg continues to try to march back to some of that lost ground.
Yeah, great move there. Definitely showing that he's on his way back up. So he'll be a good person to watch as he climbs back up. See if he can catch Daniel Misdale up in that third position.
Tony Klusterman is starting to feel some pressure as Daniel Misdale in the number 8 Ford on the march, as he is starting to really put the pressure cooker on the number 3 Sim Ability car. And Tony Klusterman going to have that rearview mirror just full of that white car in the mirror. He has got to keep the nose to the grind as Misdale really putting on some heat.
Yeah, he is. That's making for a great race for us to watch, but I'm sure Tony is sweating with the pressure that Daniel Misdale is putting on.
Yeah, he's got to be. He's doing a good job. I'm actually very proud of Tony Klusterman at the moment. He's able to hold down tight, keep a smooth car, and not let the pressure get to him.
Tony Klusterman, actually an old Targa driver. He used to drive the Targa Newfoundland. He drove the Targa Newfoundland several times, and it's kind of like rally racing, a little more street racing and rally off-road a little bit combined. Really cool stuff. And he's got there was a news story or something on YouTube that I seen with him and his son who did that racing. Just an awesome story. If you ask Tony about it, if you know Tony, and see if you can get a link to watch that. It's super cool.
Fantastic stuff. Well, Tony Klusterman may have a little bit of breathing room, as now the pressure seems to be on Misdale, as Brian Borg is coming up on him. Great racing here in the top 6 here at Watkins Glen. It is round 2 of the V8 Supercar America Series. If you are just joining us, welcome. And we have a lot of racing left in this one, not even at the halfway mark yet, and just tons of great racing around the track. And we welcome you, and please, if you enjoy what you see here, make sure you, if you're on the YouTube, like, and it helps the video out tremendously, and these guys deserve the attention. They're great guys out on this racetrack and just talented as all get out.
I agree with that. If you're watching this show, give a big thumbs up. Let these guys know you're enjoying watching their race. Brian Borg really catching up to Daniel Misdale now, looking for that 3rd spot. Pit stops should be getting more underway here within the next couple laps.
Yeah, we've seen some of the early stops hit. I know we've seen at least 2 come in, but we should start to see a more common. Oh, Brian Borg going to look to the inside now. Kane, he's going to try to make the move on Misdale. He'll do so going into the inner loop chicane. I mentioned it earlier that is a place we have seen passes before, and right there is a prime example as Brian Borg gains another spot back, and now he'll set his targets on Tony Klusterman. If you were with us earlier, you saw that Brian Borg was in 2nd place at the start of the race and was running a really good race. Got a little loose, lost some position, but he is making his way back and working hard. Maybe a little bit of contact right there. We're going to see another shot on the inside as Misdale's not ready to give that spot up. He is going to come back and try to make things happen. And Brian Borg does a great job of holding down with tons of pressure coming from Misdale.
What Brian Borg has done there is pretty rare to see with this level of talent. To lose a few spots like that and be able to get them back, that's a really tough feat with this level of competition.
Man, this is fun stuff right here, man. This is what it's all about, pal. Brian Borg trying to make things happen, and is Misdale doing a fantastic job himself. And behind him, Devontier coming to the party. So every time you think one of these guys gets away and gets a little breathing room, you're seeing a little bit of some comeback from some guys, and it's like, can't catch a break. This is some fantastic racing up in the top 5. Boy, I got a feeling Devontier is going to try something here in a minute. If he can find just an ounce more of speed, he is going to try to make that move on Daniel Misdale.
Yeah, it's getting real close there. Those 3 positions really battling. Looks like Devontae's really going to try to put that move on.
And let's take a look at some other spots on the track and look at the number 12 car, and that is Roy Clark, as he is able to hold off Shane Clark. And those two, the Clarks, are giving us a good show. And we might see some passing going on here in just a moment. Stephen Kokoschke currently running in 11th place. He's behind this pack. So as you look on to this battle in front of Shane and Roy Clark, keep in mind Kokoschke is almost in that mix as well. Thought for a second he was going to try to look to the inside, Kane, but thinks better of it, and he's going to relax. He's got plenty of time to make his move, so just keep that pace up and make your move when you get that daylight.
And he is gaining ground, so yeah, as long as he keeps gaining ground, he'll be right up there with those guys very soon to be trying to figure out a way to get around those guys. That's going to be pretty tough. Those guys are running so close.
All right, Kane, we were talking about it a moment ago, and Sam Devontier headed down pit road. He is heading down to get his stop in. Also, looks like Stephen Kokoschke heading down pit road as well. And some of our mid-race stops underway. It is heading near that midway point of tonight's race. So we'll keep an eye on these stops and where these guys come out after these stops. We could see some shuffled positions depending on how well these stops go for some of these guys.
You mentioned Kokoschke coming into the pits. He's going to try to hopefully get around those two that was in front of him through the pits. That way you don't have to race them on the track. We'll see how that plays out for him.
Always nice when that can be done. If you're looking on your screen right now, Sam Devontier coming up on a little traffic here. Side-by-side racing going into the inner loop. He will get ahead. And a great job. Job well done. Also, just to throw this out there, don't want to take anything away from our leader. Corey Shepard has led from the drop of the green flag in the number 1 Mr. Antenna machine. He has done great in his Ford Mustang and pretty much has just had a look like, well, he's making it look easy is what I'm trying to say. He's been out there putting down lap after lap of fast times and putting a little bit of daylight between him and second place. Looks like we're having some more pit stops underway, guys. It looks like we have Ray Borg heading into pits, Tony Kloosterman, and that is some big stops. Some of our big guys in the top 5 down pit road right now. Let's take a look at these stops, see where we come out. Yeah, we're busiest we've been on pit road yet, as Shane Clark, Kirby, all headed down pit road. Tony Kloosterman, you see the timer on your screen as we watch his stop, just over 11 seconds as he continues. He's underway just at 13.1 on his stop. And we'll see where he comes out. And, boy, it's going to be close with Devontier. That is incredible. He does get out in front, but there is some lap traffic that they are coming up on. And I love that mellow yellow livery. Having a little Days of Thunder throwback right there for me. That is so fitting for the V8 Supercar America Series. Just got to throw that out there. That is Russell Doig. And through the chicane, lap traffic, very fast traffic indeed. These guys should be able to go down on the inside, and they will. Great race craftsmanship there from Doig, recognizing these guys up in the top 5 and letting them by no problem. And officially halfway done with the race, Kane, and just kind of a halfway recap. It's been thoroughly impressed with tonight's race so far, loaded with action, and I just have a feeling it is going to continue as we head on to the second half of this one.
Apologize for leaving you by yourself so much, JD. I'm having some audio issues. My audio keeps going out on me. My push to talk quits working. So
it's okay, pal. I just pretend you're here.
I'm saying a lot. You just ain't hearing me.
That's all right. No worries, brother.
I did say some good stuff though, so let's just pretend like it was great.
It was, man. It was really good. Yeah, you gotta love it. You can't write this stuff. All right, guys, on board right now. Great footage provided by Jay Kennedy. Just give him a shout out there as he's given us some great camera shots and great all the footage you see on your screen and keeping this broadcast together. And let's see what Devontae can do as he is putting a little bit of heat on Tony Klusterman in the sim ability Mustang. I'm loving what I'm seeing. Whew, just a little bit further back. Take a look, you're on board now with Vincent Skilbeck. If you guys joined us last week, you had to see some laps from him. But him and Misdale are having quite a good battle here. And that is currently for 6th place. Now, do remember, not all our pit stops have went through. If you look on right now, we still have 3 cars that are yet to pit. And that will change things. Our leader, Corey Shepard, is headed down pit road right now. A very important pit stop, as he had a nice size lead, so I'm assuming he would come out with still a great lead, barring nothing crazy happens. And I don't want to jinx him by saying that.
It can happen.
And we all know about the commentator curse, brother. There was a good while where if I said something like that, it would happen. And it was, you can't, it's crazy.
Of course,
Let's
Shepard
see.
came into the pits with over a 10-second lead, so I think he's pretty good. No. Corey Shepard has got a penalty. Not sure for what, but that's going to hold him there, and it's
maybe
probably going to be more than
pit
10
entry.
seconds.
Unsafe pit entry, it looks like, Kane, and cross. Oh, you see it right there, guys. He crossed the box, had to put her in reverse and back up. That's going to cost him. And if you're Tony Klusterman right now, that's just what the doctor ordered. And we're going to see where he comes out. We are headed back live right now, guys, as Corey Shepard heads back out on the track. Let's see where he files in. And it looks like he'll be 13th. So started first tonight. Pretty dominant performance, one mistake in this series, and you see just how detrimental it can be. Now, he does have 11 laps to go, and he's side by side right now going down into the inner loop chicane, and he will have a safe passage there as he moves up into 12th, but he has his work cut out.
JD, that was devastational.
You bring in one of my words back, huh?
That was the word you created, but I like it, and we'll use it.
It works for me. Who needs proper English when you have great made-up race words like devastational? It's devastating, I guess we should say, but it is. You have a great race, you start from the pole, you lead, everything goes good, and then kapooey. And didn't I say something about a commentator curse? I hate to say that, but
it had already happened by the time you said it, though.
It did. But still.
So don't feel bad. But this is good for us, though, because we get to watch Corey come back up through the field, which will be kind of fun.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Brian Borg looked like he's about to have some fun here as he's getting ready to make a move on Sam Devontier, and these guys are flying as they get heavy into the brakes down into the chicane, coming out here on the outer loop, both following Tony Klusterman here. This is for big positions, as this is your top 5, and really your top 3, as you have Tony Klusterman out in front right now, Devontier second, and third is Borg. Ray Borg going to go to the inside. He's going to try to make this move, Kane. It's going to be tight, but I think Devontier is going to let Borg take that. He will, as it goes down as a very clean pass. And we'll see if that rebound can happen, as Devontier going to try and work on a little bit of daylight. He may have it, Kane.
Yeah, we seen Brian Borg pass Devontier earlier in the race, so we knew that it could be done. We knew that Borg had just a little bit more speed. My guess is that Devontier must have passed him through the pit stops, but regardless, Borg has managed to catch him back up and regain that spot just in front of him, which was 3rd place. Now it's 2nd place because of the incident that put Corey Shepard back into the 12th spot. So everybody's kind of gained a spot there. Tony Kloosterman now in the lead. We'll see how Tony's strategy holds up tonight. His strategy game was off last night pretty good. Hopefully he did a little better. He did wait a few more laps before he took his pit stop this time. Probably will give him enough fuel to get to the end.
Yeah, for those that weren't watching last night, of course, we don't broadcast the Thursday night race, but for those that weren't here last night, Kane, what happened with Tony's pit strategy?
He pit a little earlier than most drivers, pit on lap 10, and he didn't take tires. I think Tony waited till lap 15 to pit, and he short. That's what he did. He waited till the end to pit, waited till lap 15. He short field and didn't take tires, and so he ran out of tires. His tires were down to only 20% at the end of the race, and he ran out of fuel mid lap.
Okay. Let's check in unless you guys are already watching it, but former leader Corey Shepard, as remember the troubles on pit road, it went all the way back to 13th from the lead. He is currently trying to march back and gain some lost ground, and the cars in front of him currently is last week's winner James Chastanoff. Remember, Chastanoff had some troubles early in this one, and looks like they're going to both move up a position as an easy pass looks like it was lit by, but yeah, this is good right now. Of course, we know both of these guys have great speed. That was Shane Clark that I was talking about just a second ago that let both Chastanoff and Corey Shepard by. But Corey Shepard looking for a pass around James Chastanoff. And if you're trying to make up some ground, you want to get these passes done promptly. You don't want to waste time because it is 8 to go right now.
Yeah, James Chastanoff's going to be a hard car to pass. He's got good speed. I do think that Corey Shepard's got more, but it's probably going to hold him up a little more than he wants to be held up trying to get back through the field.
Right, even though this battle is not for the lead. Look at this, down on the inside. He's going to make that pass, and a great job there from Corey Shepard. And you see just why he was your pole sitter tonight. He has got the pace, and he's going to continue that march forward. It is fun. I hate that it happened to him, but it is fun to watch him try to march back through this field.
Yeah, that does stink. I would have much rather watch him, keep his lead, but, it does make for a fun race to watch him have to work his way back through the field.
And your leader with 8 to go, soon to be 7 to go, it is Tony Kloosterman. And behind him, Brian Borg, Sam Devantier, Daniel Misdale, and Vincent Skilbeck. That is the top 5 at the moment. And Skilbeck has kind of been a quiet name we haven't mentioned very much today, but he is in the top 5. And he's running some clean laps, and he's looking ahead to Daniel Misdale. He's got a little time to make up to get there, but hey, you never know.
Yeah, varying strategies on this track, this race this week, lead to some gaps in areas where you don't expect them to be, and then by the end of the race, things sometimes will the races will get a little closer. Brian Borg is on the move. He's gained 2/10 that lap on Tony Kloosterman. So we are going to see a battle for the lead before this thing's over.
Oh, I bet we'll see it before the end of the next lap. I think it's going to happen. Ray Borg has some speed, as you mentioned. And remember, he fell back earlier, and he has marched himself back up here because he was in second at the start of the race, if I do recall. And here he is, and Tony Kloosterman is doing everything in his power to keep that tiny bit of space that's left between them there. And I don't want to say it, but it looks like it may be disappearing.
It might be.
Ooh, Tony Kloosterman gets a little bit loose on exit, Kane. That's going to cost him. That should cost him a little bit of speed here. We'll check it. It doesn't like he lost his...
He lost 2/10 from that. 3/10.
He did. I thought he was going to lose more than that, though, when I saw the back end of the car step out like it did. And luckily for Tony, he was able to hang on. He did lose a little bit, but it could have been a lot worse. And we can pretty much go ahead and say officially we have a battle for the lead developing. And this is going to be fun to watch over the next few laps.
Yes, 5 laps to go, and a battle this good for the lead it is gonna be fun.
Yeah, going to be great as the guys head down into turn 1. We have 6 laps to go. And as we watch this great battle for the lead, don't forget about Sam Devantier. He is in third right now. And don't forget about him, because as a great battle pursues for first, if these guys get to really pushing hard for position, it could cause him to catch up. And we could have a 3-car battle for this win.
Yeah, you're right about that. Or, if they get together, Devantier could end up with a good spot.
Yeah, that would be something, man. I don't even want to say that, because if it happens, they're not going to invite me back. Oh, fantastic. This is week 2 of the V8 Supercar Americas series. If you've joined us late, I am JD Smith, with me, Kane Kraft, and we have had just a fun time here with you guys tonight. Thank y'all so much for joining us. And we're getting ready to close out a fun week 2 here at Watkins Glen. Tony Klusterman is in the lead currently. Early tonight, it was from the pole. Corey Shepard, unfortunately, had some troubles in pit lane, and he is fighting his way back up through the field. Just a couple of storylines from tonight's race, and it is all going to come down to this really good battle for the lead, with Ray Borg trying to run down Tony Klusterman in the number 3 Sim Ability Ford Mustang. And Tony, I'm impressed. As fast as Ray Borg has been pushing, he has kept that space. Remember, he was right there on the bumper of Tony, and Tony has actually put a little bit of daylight in between those 2 cars. So, I mean, it doesn't look like much on your screen, but when you're talking about putting pressure in a rearview mirror of a guy and really getting him on the edge of his seat, Tony has done about all you could ask for to keep I'm not going to say a comfortable lead, but you get my drift. You get where I'm coming from.
Yeah, Brian Borg has he caught up to 0.3 seconds behind Tony at one point, and Tony has managed to extend that back up to 0.8 seconds, and it's now at 0.65. So Tony doing a great job holding off a really hard charging Brian Borg.
Whew, that lap traffic got me a little bit on edge. That's Alexander Romanenko, and that was a little bit scary for the guys in the lead. Our front 2 runners had some lap traffic to make it around. Tony made it around him, and it was a little hairy, but then Brian Borg went around him, and it got even more hairier, and it looks like Brian Borg may have got a little bit of that time back.
Yeah, he's down to half a second now, so he's catching right back up. The closer he gets, the more draft. I mean, he's getting full draft anyway now, I think. But, the closer he gets, the better that draft will be, and that gives him more opportunity.
In the rest of the field right now, Corey Shepard is making a run now on Roy Clark, as that, I believe, is for the 9th position, as Corey Shepard continues to try to make up as much ground as possible. And that is another battle that's currently taking place on the track. And let's see here what Roy Clark can do to hold off the pole sitter. Oh, got a great, every time we got a side-by-side battle back here, but there's another great battle up front for the lead, and Brian Borg is pushing heavy. This thing is getting crispy with 4 laps to go, and there's trouble on the track. That is Russell Doig, and the mellow yellow Holden. That is tough business. Let's take a look at the virtual racing school replay on your screen and find out what happened to the mellow yellow machine. It looks, let's see, it looks like he got a little loose. And see, I saw the car get loose, and it just looks like it maybe lost a little control there and nosedive into the safe barrier there, or the railing. And look at the pass for the lead right now. Or I'm sorry, that's Corey Shepard. That's not for the lead. That's your former leader going down on the inside, going to make that pass up into 9th position. And he continues his march forward. And we're back live now as the battle for the lead continues, and that's what I was getting excited about. And Brian Borg is giving it everything he's got. Now, he's got plenty of time to get this done. 4 laps to go. Don't want to push it all too early and cause an accident or something. He's going to go to the outside. I don't know if that's going to work down into turn 1. You really want the inside line going into turn 1, but he's going to try it anyways. And he's doing the old crossover move, Kane. He's going to go down on the inside, no room. He's going to get right up there, try to maybe get a little drafting help through this S section as the guys head down the back stretch here at Watkins Glen. 3 to go.
As this thing's getting really exciting, have you hit the like button yet? If not, hit that like button because it's about to get good.
Yeah, it's about to get really good. And these guys, white knuckle racing is what we asked for, and that is what we have, ladies and gentlemen, right here. Sim Speed, let's do it. We got it. Battle for the lead. Watkins Glen week 2, and Brian Borg is saying, give it to me. I'm pushing. Looking at the onboard footage right now, you can really see what it's like for these guys. And every little bit just matters so much. Every tiniest little mistakes mean big tints, and it just all adds up to what is great racing here with virtually about to be 2 to go.
Man, Tony is doing about all you can expect out of a guy to hold off such a hard-charging Brian Borg.
I just got a feeling we are going to see something special here today, Kane. And what you're seeing now is special. A great racing experience. And I'm proud of both guys at the moment. I feel like they've both done fantastic jobs. And here we are, 2 to go. And that means the white flag will be swinging next time by. And if you're Brian Borg now, you're kind of going, okay, I'm starting to feel the end of this race. I got to make my move. You got to stay patient. Don't rush it. But you got to start asking yourself, you're starting to count down passing opportunities, and you start saying, okay, well, there's a passing opportunity missed. There's another one. There's one. And he's going to go to the outside here as they get ready to go down into the chicane, and I don't think it's going to work. It's not. And he's got to try everything he can. Maybe he's trying to throw. He tried a crossover move a little earlier on Tony. Faked to the outside, went down on the inside, was not able to find the room he needed. But this is just great.
That one might have cost him, though. That cost him a little bit of time, and it might have gave Tony just a little bit of luck.
Well, there's going to be a story that's going to be coming into view here shortly as these guys are going to come up on a little lap traffic soon. They're going to be coming up on Heath Griffin, and it may cause no problem at all, but you never know. And, oh, boy, you know, that inside, down on the inside, here he comes. He's going to make contact. Light contact. He's going to go around sideways. Both guys off into the grass. And this is insane. Our third-place driver, Devontier, going to take the lead. And check it out. We've been asking for it now. Still side-by-side. Tony Klusterman making contact right now. And this for third. This is incredible. It all comes down here as we're almost white flag racing. We got a new leader, Tony Klusterman, back to third. Second place, Brian Borg, and now there's going to be a battle for the lead with Sam Devontier taking the cake with 1 lap to go. Whew!
Misdale almost ended up getting a position out of that. But Tony
this is
able
where
to hold on for third.
This is where it's at right now. This is it. Final lap here at Watkins Glen. Week 2, Sam Devontier has the lead. Can he hold on? Brian Borg has been pushing heavy battle with Tony Klusterman, but now he's got a battle for the lead. Tony Klusterman is still back there in third, and behind him it is Daniel Misdale. All four of these guys virtually could make something happen here through the inner loop for the final time today. And as these guys come around the outer loop, Brian Borg's got to make a move. He's going to have to do it soon, and I think he's going to do it coming out of this straight. He wanted to go side-by-side racing right there, and let's see, he goes no room. Whew, Tony Klusterman almost got into it again. Brian Borg going to look for some room. He looked to the outside, nothing there. Looked to the inside, nothing there. And now he's going to take another look, but Devontier leaving nothing open. As I say that, he may find something right here, Kane. This is going to be good. There is that lap traffic we were talking about momentarily. I don't know if they'll hit it or not, but it is in a dangerous spot.
Midsdale looking to try to get something on Tony as well. Tony able to hold off that little charge, and it goes back to the battle with Brian and Sam.
All right,
Devontier.
this is it. This is it for the win, guys. This is it. Final turns. And Sam Devontier going to hold off Ray Borg. Can he do it? And it looks like he will. Crazy stuff here at Watkins Glen as Sam Devontier takes week 2. Borg with a close second place finish. Tony Klusterman third and fourth. What a job there from all four of these guys. Daniel Misdale, as we had a 4-car race for the win. That was insane.
Yeah, that was a crazy battle. Tony able to hold on to third there. That's going to be enough to keep him in the lead for the America Series points, I'm pretty sure. Man, what a good battle.
Let's
love
take
Watkins
a look
Glen.
at the replay on this. Fantastic job all the way around. Look, there was the contact with Tony Klusterman and Brian Borg. That's what started it all. The incredible battle between these two guys for the lead. You hate to see that happen, but it is part of racing. It's going to happen when you have two guys driving their hearts out. Things can happen. It's unfortunate, but the guys were coming into this right-hander and just got together. And you hate to see that. I know. I'm really glad that both of these guys were able to stay up near the front regardless, so they're going to get good points out of the race. I know they wanted to win. But Sam Devontier, we talked about it, Kane. We mentioned this could happen. You said it yourself that these two guys could get together and Devontier would be the one there to take the cake. And that is exactly what happened here today. Incredible job from all four of those guys that finished in the top 4. I thought they all did a fantastic job, but it was the sun and the luck shined on Sam Devontier in tonight's race. Fantastic. Let's take a look at tonight's finishing results. Sam Devontier was your leader. Brian Borg second. Tony Klusterman third. Daniel Misdale fourth. Fifth, Vincent Skilbeck. And Tim Wischello in sixth. Seventh was Corey Shepard. Stephen Kokoschke in eighth and ninth. David Kirby and Roy Clark rounding out the top 10. As we move on down, in 11th, it was James Chastanoff. 12th was Shane Clark. Mo Islam in 13th. 14th went to Shane Stiles. 15th, Russell Doig. Alexander Romanenko in 16th. 17th, Alexander Ronchetti. 18th, Pablo Ferretti. 19th went to Heath Griffin. And that is week 2 here at Watkins Glen. That was fun. What are your thoughts, Kane?
My thoughts are that I'm quite impressed with James Chastanoff. Took out lap 1. Didn't get back on the track for a while. Really lost a lot of time. Managed to fight his way back up to 11th. And then there was the former leader of the race, Corey Shepard. Fought all the way back to 7th from his
13th.
penalty. Yeah, took him back to 13th, so that was pretty awesome. And then, of course, we had that great battle between Tony and Brian Borg. Yeah, shame that contact happened, but some luck shine down on Sam Devontier, but not only luck, it did take some skill to hold off Brian Borg for those last few laps.
Yeah, can we race here next week?
Yeah.
Let's talk about next week. Let's take a look where we're at next week. Looks like next week we're going to be heading out to WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca, out
That's
west
gonna
coast.
be fun though.
Out on the west coast, US&A, baby, as we stay over here in America. And yeah, WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca, fun race, and it's going to be a big one. That'll be week 3. Hopefully we see more of what we saw tonight.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, and I think we will. It's another one of those tracks where most of your drivers got a lot of experience, so it could be a good fun track.
I just
You
think
get the
of
corkscrew.
dip. Yep, the corkscrew. I just think of that dip, baby. No, it's going to
This
be a
track
great
does
track.
this track does make for good racing in the V8 Supercar. I've seen several really good races here in the V8 Supercar, so I'm excited for that one too. We got to wait a whole week, JD.
Yes, we do. I want to thank everybody that has joined us. It is our second week back after a 5-year hiatus, and we are happy to be back here for the V8 Supercar America Series, and as always, right here on Sim Speed. And Kane, is there anything you want to add before we run out of here?
Yeah, let's give a shout out to the folks watching on YouTube Live while we're live here. I do want to say that there was a poll on YouTube, and it turns out that the boot is the favorite layout of Watkins Glen. 80% of the people polled said that they like the boot version of Watkins Glen best.
Fun. Yeah, the boot is great. That's a great layout. I like the cup layout too, but I love all the layouts here. I got to be honest.
Yeah, even the cup layout's fun.
It's fun. Depends on what you're into. That's one of the things too. It depends on what you're actually racing. If you're running stock cars or V8 supercars or open wheel, it really changes based on that. But yeah, awesome. And hello to everybody that is here with us live. We appreciate it. Or if you're catching us at a later date, thank you so much. And we will see you guys next week, same time. That's 10:15 Eastern time, United States time, and 9 Central. We will see you guys next week. Once again, with me, Kane Craft. I am JD Smith. Until next time, y'all have a great night.
This is fantastic. This is GT racing right now.
He's got traction. He's got everything outside. Both of them. Maloney.
Oh, he's taking Anderson. Anderson's up top.
Oh my God. Oh, big crash. Oh my goodness. Half the field's going to get rolled.
Second very close. These guys are want to make their way through the field very quickly. Oh, there we go. Oh no, that's massive. This is it. This is over. I can't believe this. Oh my God.
God, what?